Oh, hi. I didn't see you there. What's that? You want me to do the small YouTuber tag? Sure. Why not? What? Who am I? Well, first of all, as you can tell by the description, my YouTube channel name is Pauly-B. But who I am? I'm Paul. No, not the Jimmy Neutron Paul that you see after the credits. Just Paul. What's that? When am I going to VidCon? Well, yes. I definitely know why I'm going to VidCon. This is actually my, 2014, 15, 16, 2012. This is my 5th VidCon, and every year I've gone for various different reasons. I definitely went to the VidCon in 2012 primarily to see the creators, interact with them. But I feel like over time I've been going to VidCon because of the people that I've met. 2014 I was hanging out with the Lone Wolf, same thing with 2015. In 2016 I just hung out with some amazing people that I met way before VidCon, and I think that's primarily the reason lately why I've been going to VidCon, and definitely why I will be continuing going to VidCon. It's just because the people. Yes, I'm definitely gonna go to panels, and yes, of course, I'm definitely gonna, walk around the expo hall and do all those things, but I go because of the people, because it's the people that make VidCon what it is. It's the people that make YouTube what it is. Without people, of course, well, there'd be no YouTube. Duh. What was that? Is that what I'm most excited for about VidCon? Of course. It's, it's the waking up at 7 in the morning, not sleeping till 2 a.m., 1 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever it may be, and just kind of hanging out with them, whether it be trying to fit 50 people in a hotel room, to, playing Cards Against Humanity, to whatever it may be, IHOP runs, because what's VidCon without IHOP? But it's spending time with those people that makes me most excited to be at VidCon. Of course, at the same time, there's always the fact that you don't get sleep at VidCon. You wake up super early in the morning. You don't go to sleep for hours and hours on end. And at the same time, there's all these people running towards these creators, and you're always afraid that you're definitely gonna get entailed into some of that little foot traffic there. But that's not what I'm afraid of at VidCon. It's about the fact that I'm not gonna get sleep for sure. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. I burped. But I'm definitely gonna enjoy VidCon, and honestly, it's hard to tell what I'm least excited for at VidCon besides the fact that I'm not gonna sleep. Because VidCon is a 3-day convention where it's just 3 days of fun, 3 days of doing this, 3 days of having a camera in your face and no one judging you. So it's definitely hard to see what I'm least excited for about at VidCon. So yeah, that's a very hard question to answer. Well, if VidCon let me create a panel, what would it be? I feel like every single panel I've seen, and not even just every single panel, I mean, of course there's a less than famous panel, but still at the same time, I want to see a panel with people from our perspective, from the creators who only have 5 viewers, honestly, because I know there's 5 of you watching this right now, and I definitely want to see kind of the perspective of the little communities, having a panel where it's, a panelist of 5 or 6 or however many, where, these friends just get together and talk about their perspective, talk about pretty much everything I talked about previously, staying up until 3, 2 in the morning, going to IHOP, doing those kinds of things, and just having VidCon and having YouTube from our perspective, because I don't think anyone understands what our perspective is. You know, anytime people talk about VidCon or you see VidCon articles online, it's all about, you know, the fangirling, mobbing, things like that, when in reality that's not all that VidCon is. You know, there's a lot more to VidCon than just that. So I definitely want to see a panel from essentially the smaller creators' perspective. And with that, leading into kind of the last and final question, is definitely my ideal day at VidCon would just be, you know, kind of waking up and spending as much time as possible with, you know, with these friends that I've made over the years, with these people that I'm happy to call friends, you know, whether it be walking around the expo hall, walking around the creator, you know, the creator floor, going to various panels, hanging out with these people, going to these late night IHOP friends, just spending as much time as possible as I could with these amazing people that I met, you know, online even before we went to VidCon, and we became friends when we, you know, first met at VidCon. You know, that definitely would just make my days spending as much time as possible with them. And that's just kind of where it's at, where I stand. With that, it's hard to essentially explain VidCon to a normal person who doesn't know what it is. So with that, I am gonna sign off. But before I do, Dan Lee, I am actually doing a tag, so I'm gonna tag you to do this video next. But until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Peace.